Black sesame and red bean. No, this is not a dessert menu, but it might be the most interesting field watch of 2026, and I have both. Quick catch up if you don't know Temporal Works. It is a watch brand that was founded by menswear icon Mark Cho and Elliot, the pair behind the Armoury's watch collaborations. Temporal Works debuted with the Series A, and they were dressy sector dial watches. This is the Rambler, the rugged sibling built for everyday life. Now the first thing you notice in hand is the case. It is bead-blasted stainless steel. The whole case is this matte grey, no polish, no glare, but the geometry underneath is full of crisp edges and subtle curves that the bead blasting actually emphasises. If you're a bit rough on your watches, then bead blasting is your friend. There's no polished surfaces for fingerprints and scratches, and any dings just disappear into the finish. The case is 37mm in diameter, and it's about 10mm thick. It's very comfortable to wear and you can wear it anywhere. Then the dial, cut into 6 slices, we have those 2 flavours. Black sesame is subtle, it's classic, and it wears like a tool watch. The red bean, on the other hand, is a little bit unexpected. It's this deep, rich red that shifts in the light. Same watch, 2 flavours. Now the hands are a little bit over the top, and I quite like them. They're inspired by pilot's watches, they're bold, they're kind of graphic, and they're very legible. They're loomed up to the 9s, and so is the dial. I also really like that extra contrast that the orange seconds hands provides, and it works really well on both the black sesame and the red bean dials. At first glance, these watches do seem pretty simple. They are field watches after all, but the more time you spend with them, the more you get to digest them, the more these little details sort of reveal themselves. Now, one quirk on the dial that is worth pointing out is the Temporal Works logo. Now, this did throw me a little bit because I am used to the logo on a watch being horizontal relative to the dial. This is on an angle, and so I found myself almost twisting my wrist up and then back down. By no means a major detail on the dial, and after a few weeks of wearing the Rambler, I'm not at all bothered by it. And now to more important specs. So 37mm case, lug-to-lug is 45.9mm, about 10mm thick. Between the lugs is 19mm. Inside we have a Sellita SW210 movement, which has a 42 power-hour reserve. You sort of know what you're getting with Sellita. It also has 50 meters of water resistance, which is more than I'd ever need. And now the price. The Rambler runs at $2,500 US. And some of you will say, that's a fair bit of money for a Sellita move, and that's fair enough. But I really do think these watches are quite lovely and worth considering. These watches have been very thoughtfully designed, and it is evident from the moment you put it on your wrist to how slim it feels and how comfortable it is to wear, to those little details that come through with the bead blasting. I love the straps that they come on, which are made by Jean Rousseau. There's a cream Alcantara option with calf lining or a canvas option with calf lining. I've really enjoyed wearing these watches, and I don't know if it's just me, but I love the muted colorways. I love the beiges, the greens, the way these dials are still rich but not shiny, the matte finishing on the case, combined with the overall lack of flash and shine. And you add in the wearability of these watches, and there's just something so enjoyable about it. And they are also really comfortable to wear. I cannot emphasize that enough. To me, this is a really good example of what happens when menswear and watches intersect, but it's done by someone who is very passionate in the space. If you know anything about Mark Cho, it is that he is stylish and he is meticulous. The details matter. And let me tell you, this is the result of some of the best taste in menswear overlapping with a huge passion for watches. So if you can get past the price, I think these are really interesting watches and they're worth checking out for yourself. But I'd love to know what you guys think. And more importantly, what color are you picking? The red bean or the black sesame?